all the time when you get mad at her, go live up under the bridge with your damn dad.
That what she tells you, right?
No, I heard you say that.
Plus,
I don't walk the streets
Okay.
and, like, you know, sleep with men for 50 bucks. I hang out with wealthy men, and, I mean, I'm just not attracted to broke guys. Like, I mean...
I say she's lazy because it's easy money.
You've accepted gifts. You've accepted all kinds of things.
What kind of gifts? What kind of gifts have I gotten?
Are you kidding?
Where are my gifts at? She continues to, you know, belittle herself in that way for sex. The drugs are in the picture, and I feel like she'll go back to that.
Did you ever do drugs?
Yes, I did.
Did you ever do drugs together?
Yeah, we have.
That's right now. Welcome to the show. There's nothing better than a daughter's love. But for my next guest, Eric, sadly, the father-daughter relationship with his daughter, Erica, has been strained. So strained, as a matter of fact, that he's blocked her calls and he hasn't seen her or his granddaughter in 7 years. The reason for the estrangement? Eric says it's all because of his daughter's boyfriend, Alton. Today, Eric is here to come face-to-face with his daughter for the first time in nearly a decade to see if there's any way of repairing the relationship. Please welcome Eric to the show. How are you, Eric? Nice to see you. Wow. So you haven't seen your daughter for several years, 7 years. You're a dad, right? A dad's job is to what?
It's just to provide for your daughter and to be there for her, to love her, to influence her when she's doing wrong, things of that nature.
So really, to guide, nurture, let them run,
Right.
let them fall, and
Exactly.
pick them up when they fall.
Somewhat like that, but maybe not. Yes, I'll go with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, so what is the biggest source of conflict between you and Erica?
Well, the biggest conflict that we have is, okay, I raised her by myself, right? And I wasn't the best dad. I was on crack cocaine for 17 years. I'm clean now. I got like
That's awesome.
10 years clean now.
How many? Hang
I
on.
got about like 10 years clean.
10 years clean.
But
10
during
years
that
clean.
time,
That's
but
great.
during that time, I traveled her across the country. Like I said, I wasn't the perfect dad. We had lived up under bridges. We lived in shelters. But I was there for her. You understand what I'm saying? I was there.
I just want to, there for her. She's living under bridges, doing crack cocaine, playing with people. You were there.
I was there.
You were there, but you weren't there for her.
Right.
Right?
I guess
So I'm trying to break this down into simplicity.
Okay, with my drug addiction.
Right.
I was
So
there.
she was there with you, maybe
Right.
beside you, but you weren't there because you're doing crack cocaine.
I agree with that.
Okay. So you travel her around, and I just want to make it real. I want to be real because I want to really help you,
Yeah,
and I
I
want to
agree with that.
understand the issues in its totality,
Yes.
right? So you travel her across. She lived on the bridge. She's lived on homeless places. You were doing your thing. What happened then?
Well, what happened then? After going from city to city, eventually I did get off of drugs.
Right, which is great. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. So the biggest conflict between you and Erica for this many years is what?
It's her boyfriend right now.
Okay, so why your boyfriend? Her boyfriend's name is...
It's Alton. Her boyfriend's name is Alton. So when she got with Alton, it just, when I first met him, okay,
So how old was she when she went with Alton?
she was like 16 years old.
Okay.
Right.
So were you still living under bridges?
No, I wasn't living up under the bridges. Actually, during my whole addiction of crack cocaine, I never got her taken away from me, right? When I got clean, that's when she got taken away from me. Me and her had a little altercation.
Okay.
And she let somebody take her down to the police station and fabricate.
So what was the altercation?
Well, actually, I was staying with a woman at the time, and this is something that Alton doesn't know, and I want him to know this.
Okay.
Actually, she was rolling around on the floor, and they were rolling around on the floor, kissing and stuff like that, and I kind of like just went off, you know, and we got into it, and then that was
That's your daughter rolling around on the floor kissing with a guy?
Yeah.
Okay, you got into it?
But that was right before, excuse me, that she had broke my marriage up. So I'm like saying to myself, like, You want to be happy in a relationship, but you don't want.
So how
me
did
to.
she break up your marriage? Because I want
Okay,
to
I
follow
was
this.
married. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna backtrack that.
Yeah.
I was married, and by me raising her by myself, she didn't want any female around me whatsoever. So she would sit on the couch like this,
Okay.
and just stare at me and my wife.
After you done coke and all that
Yes,
stuff?
after I'd done
you
that,
got remarried?
No, I got married.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, you
and,
got married?
If you're gonna make me choose between you and my wife, then I'm gonna choose my wife because I can love you and I can love both. No, wait. No, wait.
Okay.
Wait. Before you all go and say no.
It's okay.
Because listen, I can love my wife and I can love my child. That's a total different type of love. Now, if you put me in a situation that I gotta make a choice, the choice is not going to you.
Okay, so I'm going to hit that later. I'm going to hit that a bit later. So she met him. What don't you like about him?
Okay,
Well, let's start with
okay. When I first met him, they were supposed to come over and I was supposed to meet. It's supposed to be my son-in-law, right? So they drive up and I can hear the car shut. So I'm like 2 doors down from where I was supposed to be at. And so as soon as Alton gets out the car, he's like, "Where's this at? If I'm here, he's supposed to be right here." I said, so I come from out of the side of the house, so I'm just standing there, I'm listening. "Oh, I'm here now." So I said, look, buddy, I really don't like you. So I don't know. I can like you for her, but buddy, this is not working already.
Because of that initial.
Because of that, yes.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Because before I even saw
So
her.
does he disrespect your daughter? Does he beat her? Does he?
Well, I don't know if he beats her, but
Okay.
she calls me constantly.
I'm going to ask you this question, but before you answer it, I want to make a statement. All right.
Okay.
And I'm not any other show. I'm not any other. I'm Robert
Right.
Irvine. Okay.
Right.
All right. So, are you willing to listen and be open-minded for this?
Yes.
Because I've got some things I'm going to say to you when she's here.
Okay.
That I think may make you think differently. Okay.
Okay.
And I want you to bear with me, and I really want you to listen carefully because they're words that may change your opinion of certain things.
All right.
What is it going to take for you in your mind to save this relationship with Erica?
Is number one is I feel that she's in an abusive relationship.
Okay.
So here's the thing.
Okay.
Stop calling me saying that that you're in an abusive relationship, but then 3 days later I'm seeing on Facebook that, oh, this guy's just the wonderfulest guy thing that ever happened to me. That's all I'm asking for. That's all I want.
Okay, that's fair.
And that's fair. That's
Okay.
fair.
But I
Because listen, my high blood pressure is going up every time she calls. When I get a call from her, she's like, "Dad, you were right." So I got to sit up in here and I got to listen to her. And mine during that time, I only had minutes on my phone because I don't talk to people on the phone that much. So my blood pressure's going up, my minutes are going down, and I'm saying like, "Hey, look, we have to come to some type of conclusion."
So here, you just said to me you're going to be open-minded, right?
I will.
Good. I know it's been many years since you've seen her. Are you ready to see her now?
Yes, I am. I haven't seen her in a long time. I love her.
Please welcome Eric's daughter, Erica, to the show. Erica, come on out.
I love you.
No, you don't. Because you're saying some stuff that's not
Like
all the
what?
way true.
What?
No, we've been through a whole bunch of stuff. And
Okay.
that's not true about, you saying that I was rolling
Can we sit down,
around
guys?
with-
Can we sit down?
I'm sorry.
Erica, welcome.
Hi.
Nice to see you. Thanks for coming. You're
Thanks for
beautiful.
coming. Thank you.
Why don't you? And I'm going to say, I'm going to start this. I'm going to say, were you willing to be open-minded enough to listen to what I'm going to say to both of you?
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
So why don't you have a good relationship with your dad? Look at your eyes right now. You, Eric, look at your eyes. Why are you all misty? Why are you?
Why am I misty? I don't know. I've been up all day trying to be excited about coming to meet my daughter. And
I know. So why don't you have a relationship?
okay, the
No,
reason,
I'm asking Erica.
Yeah, I want to have a relationship.
Why don't you?
Because he wants to blame a guy. What type of father does not want to be in a daughter's life, regardless if it's a daughter, a child's life, due to the fact of a boy? You know what I mean?
I'm glad you titled him that.
We have a relationship regardless of a guy or a wife, like you said earlier. Regardless of any situation, a parent and a child should always have a tight relationship. I'm not not going to say that the father of my child is better than my dad, and I'm not going to say that my dad is better than my the father of my child. But he still needs to be there regardless of any situation. He's all I had. You should still be there.
Okay, but I understand that. I should still be there. But my only problem is, why do you keep calling me, telling me all these abusive things that he does, and then 3 days later on Facebook you tell, hold on, let me tell you what she does.
I didn't say anything.
3 days later, she'll have on Facebook, this is the most wonderfulest guy in the whole world. So,
you're asking her a question.
I'm asking you a question. Why do you, I asked you this. I said, look, well, why don't you leave? Okay, so when you were with him 5 years, you said, well, I can't leave because I've been with him 5 years. So then on the 6th year, she said, I can't be with him because I got 6 years invested. And on and on and on. So I said, well, what's going to happen when you get 12 and 13 years invested into this relationship? So you're just caught up in a catch-22 situation. And so, like, again, here's my blood pressure going up and my minutes going down all the time.
I really don't care about your blood pressure in minutes right now. When you were doing drugs and dragging this little girl around under bridges, and you think she has to suddenly, like, you know, here of a sudden, she has to embrace what you think. Right. So you're the parent.
Right.
The first person anybody in danger or has an issue with, they do is call the parent.
And
You beat that, right?
Yeah.
Open-minded, right? That's what we said.
Right.
You had a little girl traveling in apartments doing those things.
Right, and I was wrong
you've
for
lost that little girl.
And I did.
And I think Alton's taken your place, and I think that's what upsets you the most.
No, that's not what upsets me the most. That's not what upsets me the most.
I want to meet this one guy. We're talking a lot about him. Let's get him out here. Let's talk. Alton, come on out, please. How are you? On the show. Thank you. Take a seat. So my first question is, do you beat her? Do you abuse her? Do you scream at her? Do you call her names?
Man, listen, everybody go through arguments. Who don't go through arguments? I ain't never put my hands on her, first and foremost. And second and foremost, every time we get in an argument, she does run to her daddy. And I've been telling her she needed to stop doing that because every time you run to him, it's looking bad on me.
But I'm going to put the shoe on the other foot. What have you done to talk to him?
What have I done to talk to him? Man, listen, when I first meet this guy...
I heard how you first met him.
The same way he so-called say I meet him, nah, I can reenact it to you like it was yesterday. I pull up to his house. I pull up. When I pulled up, she got out the car. When I got out the car, I ain't saying no where this at. First thing I said was, yo, where this at? I ain't even cursed. I said that. You feel me?
Coming up.
But when she told me your was in there calling her bitches and hoes, that's why
Yeah, you should never let your brother do
if
that.
I would have been there, me and you wouldn't be sitting up here on this stage.
After the break. Love what you're watching from your couch and you want to see us live? Well, if you're in the Los Angeles area and you want to be part of my studio audience, go to therobertirvineshow.com now. I want to see you here.
That if I was so-called rude, 20 minutes later, he let his daughter come stay with me for Christmas. 20 minutes, because when he walked up to me, my whole initial thing was to go ask him, can I let his daughter come stay with me and my family for the holidays? And he did that. I looked at him, he shook my hand, and I said, yo, because she was scared to ask him. And I said, yo, I'll go ask him, me. I'm a man. I want you to come stay.
His grandmother, and all three of them gave me like a million reasons why.
He didn't even meet my grandma yet.
Okay, look.
No, this is separate.
When?
This is when that first day I met you was around Christmas. It was around Christmas. You let her come stay at my house for Christmas, because that's the during time the lady pushed you out.
Okay, she was in foster home.
No, at that time, she was already out of foster home. She was living with me. I didn't want to help her get out of foster home.
Okay, so then what do you mean I let her go with you?
You let her come stay the night with me for Christmas. If I was so disrespectful when you first met me.
I came to you after foster care. I came to you, and you had your girlfriend, the one you always say, I be jealous about. He said I always be jealous about girls, but the girls is never good. They never be good. But I'm sitting up here.
So none of the girls I had was good.
I'm being a daughter, and I'm telling my father, hey, this girl ain't good for you. This girl gonna do this. This girl gonna do that. But yeah, you think I'm being jealous? No, I'm telling you what's real. And all them girls that I told you about, they not here today. They not here. They not here today.
I want to go back to this.
Yeah, that's why I'm glad I'm here, because I wanted to see you for the longest, because, man, half of the text messages you used to send to this girl, half of the text messages you used to send to me, Man, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I'm a man, you feel me? And when you used to send that to her, and I used to watch that, this girl used to cry.
Yeah.
Man, listen, if you was there at that moment, man, it would have been me and you. That's just how and that's your daughter, though.
And
But at the end of the day,
Yeah.
she mine, bro.
But I'm gonna tell you
here.
this. And you
I've
can
been here for 13 years.
And I'm not trying to fight. I'm not trying to fight with that over her. But look, let me tell you this. What really made me mad about you is when she
Right,
told.
calm down, he's there.
When she was telling me all the B's and stuff you was calling her, she called me. If you're gonna control her, control this right here.
Listen, and hold on.
Look,
that's the point. That's the point.
Look,
That's
hold on. Wait. Let me get my. I listen to you. I listen to you.
Real quick.
I listen to you.
No, I'm about to agree with you.
But I listen.
Go ahead,
I
go ahead.
listen. But you know what? And I said, you know what? If she stays with you and she letting you call her B's and all that, that's fine because you have invested 13 years and she feel like that should be that. But when she told me,
invested more than
but
13
listen,
years.
well, that's cool. But when she told me your was in there calling her bitches and hoes, that's why
Yeah,
when
you should never let
if I would have been there, me and you wouldn't be sitting up here on this stage.
Okay.
Right here.
No, cut it right there.
Hate him
She
now.
called me
So,
crying.
hang on. I don't believe, I'm sitting here and I'm talking to you, and I don't believe you're a bad guy or a bad dad at all.
He ain't at all.
I don't. What I believe is,
He's not.
I don't. I believe you went through a rough patch and you're a great dad and you took care of your daughter. And my concern is not your past, because you're 10 years clean and you did an awesome job of that. So I'm very proud of you for that. I really am. Because that's a lot of hard work. What I want to make sure is, for the sake of you and this beautiful daughter that you have, and you've not even seen this daughter, right? You've not even...
And I want him to see. I want him to see her more than he want to see her.
Listen, all that's past, I care about this guy here, this guy here, and this girl here, and
in the middle,
and right, because I want them to lead a good life, and I want her to be able to call you, and I want you to be able to mend this fence, whatever the fence is broken. Because you know what, when you two came out together, and you hugged, and I listened to the both of you, and the audience can't hear you, I can. It was the most amazing moment. Mm-hmm. It really was. It really was. And I want you two. And you shook hands when you walked out. And yes, there's anger. Of course there is. You know what?
I don't got no problem with Eric. Eric got a problem with
I know, but
me.
I want to fix that. I really do. It's not about. I don't care about TV camera. I don't care about people. I really don't. That's irrelevant to me. Because we can shut these off right now and we can go at it here. Because I want it to be real.
Right.
And I want you to be open-minded. And I said that minutes ago. You put her through hell.
Yes.
You made up for it. But now you've got to make up for it again. Because she's in love with this guy for 13 years. 13 years?
Yeah.
And I have no
Right.
problem with
Right.
that. I want her to be happy.
But she wants you in part of that life too.
Okay, so this is what I want to say to him. If I call her, I don't want to hear who is that on the back on the line, because that's all I hear. Who is that? Who is that? Who is that?
Okay.
And then I'll take the phone. And because when you get mad at her, all you be is, oh, that's your damn daddy, your damn daddy, your damn daddy.
Okay.
And so this is what I say.
Okay.
So when you take the phone and you say, who is this?
Can you do that?
And
I'ma let him talk, and then I'll say myself.
I
Okay.
said, all I'm asking you to do is under that bridge thing, because look, yeah, I used to be a crackhead, live up under the bridge, but how you like me now, baby? I ain't up under no bridge. Your thing is, all the time when you get mad at her, go live up under the bridge with your damn daddy.
That what she tell you, right?
No, I heard you say it.
You have said
I've
that.
heard
That
you
what
say
she
it.
tell you, right?
I heard you say
said
it.
that. That's why
I heard you
like
say
you
it.
for
I
that.
don't live up under
Pause.
the bridge no more.
Pause.
I don't smoke
Pause.
crack cocaine
Pause.
no more. Thank you.
Pause.
When we come back, friend and psychotherapist Delise Diaz. Delise, welcome to the show. All I'm saying is, wow.
Right.
Firecracker between two egos,
We both Scorpios.
for whatever reason.
And I'm in
Let me start with you, Eric, okay? Listen, first and foremost, a father's job is to love and accept their daughter unconditionally, no matter what.
Well, I'll do that tomorrow.
You are not supposed to cut off from her if she doesn't do exactly what you want her to do, okay? Erica, with you, you were raised really in an abusive, neglected environment. So when you
I can't say that. I can't say that because he had been neglected, but like I said, he took me all across America. I know everything. I know
This is
different
part of
but
the
that's not
problem,
what she's- you have to
Erica.
listen to what she's saying.
I can't say that.
Listen, this is part of the problem. When your father sits on stage and he says, I had her bags packed because I told her if it was between my wife and her, it would be her, that's abuse.
Wait, let me back that up. Let me back that up. Because
abuse for him, but not me.
Wait, if you want to go biblical, if you're married to somebody, your husband or your wife becomes before anybody.
If you
So
want
I-
it-
listen,
you
I
know
can
what?
juggle two relationships, a daughter and a wife.
If
So
you-
I should have never been put in a situation where I had to make a choice.
You're the father, and you were
I
in
ain't
charge
choosing
of being
my
able to
own wife
develop
over
a
my daughter, point
relationship
blank,
with your
period.
daughter
Nah, me neither.
that would
I'm
be
not.
safe
You can
for
kick
her.
rocks, girl, whoever. I'm keeping.
So I've got to disagree and agree with Delicia because
Yeah,
I have two girls. I'm sorry. If it's between my girls and my wife, the wife's gone.
Yeah.
But wait.
And then how long was he been? Ask him how long was he been married with his wife?
Okay, yeah, thanks to you. Thanks to you, it didn't last that long.
Hang on.
On the way out,
Eric, listen, Erica, right now you're in a position, your self-worth was directly tied to how you grew up. Your self-worth is it appears like you really need some help in that area.
I know my self-worth. They need to get under control. I know my self-worth. Like my dad wanted me to do. He wanted me to finish college,
She did.
finish school,
She did.
don't get pregnant earlier, and finish all the things I need to do. And that's what my father did. And
So-
that's what
so
I
his-
did for my father. So
Okay.
I already know my self-worth.
Okay.
I just need to be able to have these two to be able to have control. Because at the end of the day, if they don't want to have a relationship, Erica's still going to be Erica.
Here's the thing. I've got to go to break. But before I go to break, I want to bring out your granddaughter.
Please.
That you haven't
Keep
seen.
saying, Daddy, Dad,
She tall.
So
now.
can we have her out? Can we bring out
She tall, baby.
Kamaya, come on out, sweetheart.
She tall now.
She's coming out this way.
She tall, baby.
Kamaya, coming out, sweetheart. Hi. How are you? So what is this? Queen. Oh, look.
got her.
Look, she's wearing a British shirt.
I got that for her birthday.
I'm British. That's really cool. You can sit down if you want. So, how old are you?
8.
Hey, you're really cute. So how's mom? She cool?
Yeah.
What about that fella at the end there? What about Alton? Is he cool too?
Yeah.
So, what about that guy next to you?
I don't really know about him because I see him from a long time.
Do you want to know him though?
Yeah.
So, you know who that is, right? That's your mom's dad. Your grandpa. I don't know if you call him grandpa, but what would you call him?
Papa.
Sorry,
Papa.
It's all right, baby.
Papa. So, if Papa was to roll around on the floor and have fun with you, would you like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love to play.
So look at this guy here, right? And your mom. What are they doing? They're crying. Why do you think that is?
It's okay.
Because they love you like crazy. All right? I wish you could see each other, look at each other. Dad's crying, mom's crying, granddad's crying. You got nothing to cry for.
Maya.
It's okay.
I just want you to
Maya.
understand. You're good. I want you to understand something. This is more important than all the garbage.
Yes, it is.
I agree. And each one of you has proven that right now. Because you are. Can I hang with you? But I don't want you to fight me. Because you might beat me. Do me a favor. All this is not worth losing this. Because you want this in your life, right?
Yes, most
All that
definitely.
hard work that you've done in the past, all the grief, all the arguments. I know, and I just heard what you said. To me, family is the most important thing on this planet. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Awesome job. Get up and hug each other.
to just thank, Robert for providing this opportunity for us, because I reached out and he made that happen.
Thank you, Robert.
Well, relationships are not always easy, especially as your daughter lives a scandalous life of prostitution. Meet Ashley. Ashley says she's a sugar baby, meaning she sleeps with men for money and is proud of it. And she's here today to tell her mom, Charlene, and the world to get over it. Please welcome Ashley to the show. Ashley, so your mother thinks you're a prostitute.
She does.
Is that the truth?
I mean, I wouldn't completely say that, but...
Okay, so...
Well, there's a difference between being like a hooker and a prostitute or being...
So what is the difference?
Well, I don't walk the streets
Okay.
and sleep with men for $50. I
Okay.
hang out with wealthy men, and if they get some and I get something too, then I mean, I guess boiled down to it, maybe it's prostitution, but I don't like to.
So you're not walking the street, but you're still doing the same thing.
Right.
You're getting nicer things and
Right.
not $50.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just not attracted to broke guys.
Okay. So you said you get paid well for being a sugar baby. How much you get paid per hour then?
Well, it depends, because with the sugar daddy type deal, they might give you like something weekly or monthly, whereas if you're
So
just...
retainer.
Or, I mean, you can see them frequently, and you know what you're getting, whether you see them or not.
Okay,
Whereas
so
some
give me a
guys
number
want
then.
to pay per visit.
Give me a number to 200 an hour, 400, 600 an hour.
Like 400, 500, depending on if they're coming to my place, if I'm going out with them, if I'm spending the whole night, if I'm spending the whole weekend.
So if it's a weekend, it could be what? 5,000, 6,000?
Well, I've done like overnights for like 3,500.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Okay. So you make good money. How
Right.
much a year, on average? 80, 100,000?
yeah, I mean, one year I blew through like 80 grand. On just,
Spending.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you also do a lot of business with older men. Is that correct?
Yeah. Older men don't bother me at all.
So
Really?
what's the oldest man you've had sex with?
Probably like in his 70s.
So you also like to do business with married men?
I wouldn't say that I like to do it. That's their business. I'm not married, and I don't have that. If you're gonna cheat on your wife, that's your business, whatever. But I don't glamorize that. But
Okay.
it happens. Married men do step out on their wives.
Yeah. So do you pay more money? They pay more money, so it's going rates, regular.
I will say, in experience, they're usually more turned on by younger women. I guess because their wife's like older and aged and stuff. So it's actually, believe it or not, easier with someone who's older and used to older women because they love younger women.
Okay.
Whereas someone maybe a little bit older than me that's like actually good looking treats it more like he's had a lot of hot women, you know?
Okay. So what does your mom Charlene think about this kind of lifestyle?
Well, I mean, I know that she doesn't. I think I would get it from the other end too. If I was dating a loser, I don't think she would like that either. So if I'm gonna be with someone, why not be with someone that I'm getting something out of,
Right.
that I'm getting treated
But
nicely?
it's transactional for you. It's not love. It's transactional.
I guess, but I mean, it's not like I've had good times with some people. It's not like torture, you know. Like it's a nice time.
Right. Do you experiment with drugs?
I have. I drank and like partied for a while, and then like I had done drugs.
So what
but
type of drugs?
I was doing pills, and like, you know, in that time in my life, I stopped doing that stuff because I was like getting too messed up to even like be able to like function and be able to even be likable enough to even take out, you know.
Okay.
So I had to cool that and get my life back on track, and yeah.
I can't wait to chat with your mum, Charlene. Charlene, come on out here. Wow. Hello.
Hi.
How are you? Very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Wow. Your mum's beautiful.
Thanks.
Wow. So, Charlene, what do you, and you're not going to like this, but what do you think about Ashley being a prostitute?
I think it's got to stop. She undermines the whole idea of prostitution, and it's just, I say she's lazy because it's easy money, but But then she'll say, well, you don't, it's not because I have to do this or that. And it's like,
But didn't you tell our producers that your mum actually supports your lifestyle? She agrees with it.
This is the thing. And it's not about being lazy or anything, because it's actually more work than people think. To hang out with,
Hang out, going shopping?
that you might not even like, but pretend you do, is a lot more work than people think. You know, it's exhausting because you got to like be something.
I get it.
And you know, like you want to be likable, so you know.
But why did you tell our producers? Is this true that you actually agree with this lifestyle?
I don't say that she's 100% okay with it or that she supports it necessarily, but like if I'm making a bunch of money, like she would never hesitate to, like, if she really needed the money, you would take the money.
Well, no, that's not true.
And you
because as an adult in my household, you either have to work or, well, actually, you
but
go
you
to
don't care where the money's coming from.
If you're not in college and you're not, that's the only way you don't have to pay rent, you have to pay rent. So it helps out with the household. So have I taken money for rent before? Yes. But were you supposed to be working to make, that's the truth, Ash. Like,
You've accepted gifts. You've accepted all kinds of things.
what kind of gifts? What kind of gifts have I gotten?
Are you kidding
Where
me?
are my gifts
Are you
at?
kidding
You're
me?
the one that has all this stuff. And the other thing is she has all of this expensive stuff, and then she doesn't even know the value of it. And I'm like, what did you have to do to get that money? And it's just like, whatever. You know, I've had to pay for.
Right.
But the thing is, things aren't happiness. They're not what make you happy, right? But at the same time, when I did some work on myself and realized that I needed more than stuff, and I left my ex-husband. Ashley was 13 at the time, and that's like where everything started. And she was supportive, like, Mom, you deserve better. You know, and she was an angel. You guys need to know that Ashley was an angel. She was never disrespectful. She didn't do, and like when I left and got my divorce, that was really the beginning. But this whole prostitution, like, there's an illusion with it. And have I gotten sucked up into it? And that, like, she's like, oh, you know, it's no big deal, or like the glamour of it. Sometimes I can see like where I downplay.
So she was an angel. Didn't you doing drugs and pills?
No, for the entire time, no, I wasn't. I was doing really
When
good
did you start?
for a while.
When did you start drugs?
Towards like the end of it.
End
it
of
wasn't
what?
through
End
the
of
whole
what?
thing. I was drinking and stuff,
No,
but
okay.
it was all social.
So what age? So
Like there was a period of time
Your mum
where I
got
was,
divorced at 30 when you were 13.
This happened. Yeah, this was
So that
after I was 18.
Okay. Can I ask a question? Did you ever do drugs?
Yes, I did. And that's a big part of it too. Right.
Okay,
So I had
okay.
2 kids, and I left and got my life together, went back to school.
Did
all
you
of
ever
that.
do? Did you see your mum do drugs?
As a kid, no, never.
Did you ever do drugs together?
We have drank and we've done. Yeah, we have.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
not as a
So
child.
what drug?
No.
What drug? No.
Yeah.
Follow my questioning
Yeah.
here.
right.
What drugs did you do, and at what age did you do with your mum?
So we were in Atlantic City, and we drank and we smoked weed together. We did do that.
So what about? Okay,
Yeah.
we. Okay.
I'm in recovery and I'm clean, and I've been in recovery for a long time, so I know how to stay stable. And if she didn't come out with that, like, if she's going to talk about it, then I'm going to talk about it, because I have a program in place and I know how to stay clean. And so for me, it's you know, I'm not concerned with how I would deal with it as much as what needs to be done for her.
But you did drugs together, and you.
And it's a big thing, but
Okay.
like, you know, absolutely, that's why
Okay,
we
but
need the help.
So listen to why I'm going with it. You've got a plan in place. You were clean, right?
Yes.
Then you went off it because you or whoever initiated the drug, whatever, when you were smoking. It's really irrelevant who initiated it to me. But you fell off that wagon based on that. So that's a behavioral thing, right?
Sure,
Mother,
absolutely.
daughter. And you're saying, well, here we are now. Do you do drugs when you go with your clients?
No, if anything, right after. Never before. No.
So is that okay? Is that strong drugs, or is that?
Oh, I mean, I'll have a glass of wine or something like that. But
That's
if
not
I'm
a drug
gonna get
to me.
messed up out of my mind, I'll wait till after, so I'm clear-headed
But
first.
that's not a drug. I'm asking you, do you do cocaine, heroin, or whatever?
Afterwards, not before,
okay.
because I can't-
So do you
right.
do it around your mother?
Not when she was clean.
See,
no,
here's,
not
you
when
see
she was
that?
clean.
You see, so
I
if I was an
have.
investigator right now, I would say, okay,
Not
so
when
you're
she's
guilty.
clean, though.
The way you just look at each other. Do you do the drugs after you meet these guys to take away pain or that experience? Or is it just...
No, and that's where a lot of people confuse that. So, like, I've had sexual trauma in my life, so I think even if I wasn't a prostitute, sex doesn't mean what it would mean to someone who's never been damaged, if that makes sense.
Okay.
I don't look at it like that.
So
I
when
can
you
have
say-
sex and there be no emotion.
Is that what got you into being
Well,
a
that's the
date?
thing. Even in high school, I was sleeping around, except I wasn't doing it right because I wasn't getting anything out of it.
That was the rationale that I got when she said she did it for money was, well, I would have sex
Do you
with
like
guys.
men? Do you like men?
I like women, but I do business with men.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. No, there's a deep side to that.
Yeah,
You were abused by a man, you use men,
right.
and you like women.
Yeah.
It's very interesting, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I think that you use men as a get back of that previous experience.
Maybe so, Ralph.
Right?
Maybe.
And you don't go with men, you like women because of that. You make money, you enjoy what you do. Do you?
I
Or not?
enjoy the lifestyle. Do I actually like sex with old men? No, not really, but I like everything.
But
that
would you
comes
like sex with a young man?
No, and that's what I said. Older men are more of gentlemen than younger men, especially if the guy's good looking, because then he's got the attitude, well, I'm paying, so do whatever I want, say whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Whereas older guys are they're more like a gentleman. Especially if they're not good looking, because then they're just grateful to be with someone who's like, you know, sexy to them. Seriously, it might sound funny, but that's the truth.
Still to come.
My belief with the prostitution is because they're directly related, the drugs and the lifestyle. So if she continues to, you know, belittle herself in that way for sex, the drugs are in the picture. And I feel like she'll go back to that.
Don't go away.
Yeah, okay, well, for a number of things. Number one, not just my belief with the prostitution is because it is emotional. Ashley is a very kind-hearted person, and she'll act like it doesn't bother her or anything like that. But to me, they're directly related, the drugs and the lifestyle. So if she continues to, you know, belittle herself in that way for sex, the drugs are in the picture, and I feel like she'll go back to that. And, you know, I have to focus on my recovery. That initial relapse that we had way back in the day, it caused me some problems for, you know, to get back. Like, I was at a lot of years clean. So it took me a lot to get my stuff back together and, you know, struggle. So I know how hard it would be for her, and she needs to stay alive. The bottom line is she needs to stay alive.
Actually, are you clean? Are you clean?
Clean, yeah.
How long have you been clean?
I just celebrated 60 days.
60, great.
Yeah.
Awesome. So here's my take on what you just said. I totally disagree with you.
Really?
Yeah, because her behavior, to me, is linked to that trauma she had. Did
Absolutely.
you ever go through counseling for that?
I did, like when I was younger, but I didn't want to hear it and I wasn't open to it. And now in retrospect, I wish I had been, because the things my counselor used to say, like that we're going to transpire from that, they did. Yeah.
And that's what I believe. That's why you're in this. You had that rebellious stage. That's why you don't like men. You use men.
Right.
And you like women. There's a whole
Absolutely.
correlation between, and I
agree.
think, and I'm going to offer it to you. I'm going to bring in a dear friend in a minute, but I will give you referrals to so if you want to talk about that with therapists, because I think it's influencing your life and the drugs that you did.
Right.
And at some point, unless you attack the base of that problem, you're going to go back to using drugs to cover certain things.
Right.
Absolutely.
That's how I think.
Absolutely.
So joining us today is a dear friend, psychotherapist, Delise Diaz. And I'm always intrigued. You're listening here. You know, I think you're an amazing human being and a great psychotherapist. You're listening here, and I've kind of psychoanalyzed you, and I'm sorry, but what do you think?
Ashley, thanks for being here and sharing your story about what you've been through and what I hope for you, because you've been in a situation where you have been the victim, and so what I see you doing is turning this around and being in the power position over men and being in control by using them to get back to them and being the one to basically, in a sense, almost put them in the victim role. What I hope for you is that you work on those core issues of sexual abuse and that trauma, because it's directly related to your self-worth. And if you do that, what I hope for you is that you do find a loving relationship where you can be valued and respected and you have something beautiful in your life to live the rest of your life rather than this game of money and gifts and sex and all of those things that has nothing to do with love. I hope that you do find love for yourself.
And I believe if you take some help and listen to maybe hearing the same things you heard way back when, but I think if you listen and get that help, because I want to see you live a full life and not have to go through that. Because it's very close to me, yes, just so you know. Personal.
Yeah.
So I wish you the best of luck. Thank you very much, Delise. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Life, we all make mistakes, but it's what you do after that to make sure that you don't repeat them. We all love each other during the good times together, but it takes a greater love to love each other after the rough times. I want to thank all my guests for coming and all you for watching. And I also want to hear from you, so go to our website, robertirvineshow.com, or visit us on the Robert Irvine Show social media pages. Thanks for watching. Be safe. We'll see you next time.